faculties, professors, representatives of teachers, participants of this training program, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. And I think this initiative, which has been initiated by Dr. Khalil Saab and then organized by this committee, is really something which is required for teaching. And previously we used to have pre-service trainings and then in-service trainings. So pre-service training, when somebody will enter in the teaching profession, will pass through a pre-service training, be it at primary, secondary level, but even at the level of higher education. Higher Education Commission used to organize training programs for 6 months and 9 months to have that orientation, exposure, and skills for effective teaching. We used to focus on pedagogy, and then there was Bloom's taxonomy, and that was core focus of teaching. But I think after the concept which is introduced by Noam Chomsky, and the entire teaching paradigm has been shifted, has been changed. It has been transformed. Now the faculty of education, the resource persons, and we have to see how could we effectively deliver the content and the teaching material. Therefore, this training is really important. Therefore, I congratulate the organizers and the vision that we are organizing this training program. We all understand that in teaching, as new teachers, that we have a copy of syllabus, and based on syllabus there is a framework of curriculum, but then it is up to teacher how that teacher will use that curriculum to deliver that content to the students within a specified time. And for example, and the courses are also different level. There are introductory courses, there are intermediate courses, there are advanced courses, and the title of courses are almost similar. In economics, they teach microeconomics in first year, microeconomics in third year, microeconomics in MSc, and even microeconomics in PhD. So there is a significant difference between these courses, because in introductory course, we want the student to understand the basic concepts, but at the advanced courses, it is the application of that concept. It is the critical evaluation of that course. Therefore, this type of training and this type of orientation to the teachers will actually motivate teachers. And rightly said by Dr. Rafana that in these days there is artificial intelligence, and students, they have a lot of access to the technology, to the information, and they use AI, they use other tools, YouTube and other things to conceptualize the topics. Therefore, now it's a greater challenge and responsibility to satisfy the requirements of knowledge coming from the students. So through this training and through the series of trainings, I'm sure that we'll be able to give you some of the skills which you would effectively utilize and use while teaching these courses. And the second thing which I think Dr. Khalil Saab said in his speech, it is about the training of management, deans, chairpersons, the key performance indicators. And a faculty, dean is the academic head, dean is the academic leader, and with all responsibilities and authorities, the quality of education is in a way the responsibility of dean. Therefore, this type of trainings, giving them that empowerment, so that deans and chairpersons, heads of the departments, and other, they ensure that teaching is rightly benefiting the students. So therefore, once again, I congratulate the organizing committee, Dr. Irfana, and the entire Dr. Altaf, and the entire team. They have organized this training program. We are in this event, but I'm sure that it's not only that it's a one-day effort, but behind this there must be a lot of effort. Therefore, this large number has gathered here. So thank you very much. My best wishes to the teaching assistants and those who are participants in the training.
Indeed, it is a great honor and pleasure for me to be here with you at this faculty development workshop. Actually, Dr. Irfan Amala has highlighted the importance of holding this workshop. I'm not going to go in the details again. Actually, when I took over the charge as a Vice Chancellor in the 2010 meeting of the syndicate held in February, I proposed the Vision 2025-30, and one of the components was faculty development, capacity development. And in the light of this approval from the syndicate, we started the program. In the month of June and July, we tried our best to develop the capacity of our supporting staff, senior clerics and superintendents. We organized 2 workshops for them, one about the IT skills, which was conducted by our IT services team, led by Dr. Kamran Dari, and another workshop was organized by the English department regarding to the communication skill, and that was led by the Dr. Fatah Sumbro. And they went really well. And the third, which was due, hopefully they will be working. And for this, Dr. Mamdim Khoso and Dr. Hakim Messer was leading regarding to the financial and management related issues. Second phase was regarding to the development of faculty, and we planned with Dr. Irfana. Dr. Irfana was the convener of whole this program, along with Dr. Iltaf, Director QC, as a secretary for this program, and they are designing these programs. Our idea was that we have to start the development of the faculty, and we thought, let us start from our young, talented faculty. I say talented because they are appointed through a rigorous process. We announce the post publicly, they appear into the test. Test is being conducted by our IT testing center, and they appear for the interview in which our dean, HOD, and the 2 experts are coming to evaluate them, and finally they are going to be appointed as a teaching assistant through a regular. So we identify the need that they must be trained about the teaching methodology. So this is because we have currently around 2,070 teaching assistants, and this is the first phase that today 80 faculty members are getting the training. For the other HODs and the deans, we have also the plan and other faculty members. I think Iltaf knows very well. They will be arranging a seminar about the KPIs, because Sindh HEC has developed the KPIs for the deans, for PVCs, for HODs. So we thought that we should transform this knowledge to the HODs and the deans, that how their performance for the next tenure will be evaluated based onto the KPIs. So inshallah, I think Dr. Iltaf will arrange this KPI program. Then about the procurement process, how to submit the PC1, Sajid Memon is working for the procurement. We have also contacted to the SPEPRA, Mr. Ayub agreed to lead this program, and we also contacted with the NIPA people, and they were also ready that we will also provide you the different training. So I'm thankful to Dr. Irfan Amala for inviting me in this program. Inshallah, we will be together. My period is remaining very short. On the 25th, I will be retiring, but my feelings, my heart, my wishes will be with you all to lead this university as a great institute of a Sindh, because this is the सिंधी में चवंदा आहिनि त मां हमेशह चवंदो आहियां त हीउ सिंध जे माण्हुनि जो महबूब इदारो आहे, जंहिंसां हू महबूब जा इश्क कनि था, ऐं हिनखे असांखे बि उन ई तरीक़े सां अॻिते वधी हलाइणो आहे जीअं असां पंहिंजे महबूब खे ॾिसणु चाहींदा आहियूं, उन हिसाब सां हिन इदारे खे। उनखां अलावा हीउ सिंध जे ग़रीब माण्हुनि जो इदारो आहे, जंहिंजो इहो वाहिद सारो सिंध यूनिवर्सिटी आहे, जंहिंजी असांखे बहितरी लाइ कोशिशि करियूं। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
I welcome you all in this 3 days training workshop. These initiatives emerge from the broader vision of academic excellence and capacity building in our university. This is an in-house workshop. In-house workshop in a way that most of the faculty is voluntarily giving the services. We are not going to pay them a single penny. The concept of faculty development was first conceived under the leadership of our former Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Khalil Rahman Khumbati Sahab, who realized the pressing need of strengthening the teaching capacity, not only the junior faculty members, but also the senior faculty members. In the line of this vision, the concept paper of faculty development program was developed with a valuable and intellectual input from two of the senior faculty of education's faculty members, Professor Dr. Tarak Bhatti and Professor Dr. Abda. Both are present here. With their intellectual input, we designed this framework, and without their support, I don't think this workshop will be possible. With the encouragement of university administration, we are proud to see this vision taking the concrete shape today. The objective of this workshop to enhance the teaching capacities of our young faculty, particularly teaching assistant, and there are the 80 teaching assistants present in this South. All these young faces are actually our young faculty members, and basic purpose is this, to enhance their capacity, because most of teaching assistants are directly hired when they are passing their BS fourth years, and they pass the test and they become the teaching assistants, and we assume that they are inherently equipped with the teaching methodologies. That is not the case in overall universities. Teaching methodologies, teaching technologies are inculcated throughout the worldwide, but unfortunately in University of Sindh, there was no organized program for the enhancing the capacities of teaching assistants. This is why we specially designed this program for our TA, and this is the first time in the history of Sindh University that now we have 273 teaching assistants. And all these, the huge number of these teaching assistants are not connected with the professors. They are independently conducting the classes without formal education of teaching and research. Therefore, it's very important that we organize such kind of capacity development workshop and try to equip them with the fundamental knowledge of classroom teaching and learning other AI-generated tools and how to use them in the classrooms, because as Tarak Bhatti in the lecture says, nowadays our students are more equipped than us because they know how to use AI tools. Therefore, in order to compete with this changing scenario, we also have to enhance our capacities. Not only the young TAs, I can confess that the senior faculty members also need same kinds of refreshing courses. Especially in the case of TA, our purpose is that TA are our future generation faculty members, and whatever the attitude exhibited by TA, the skills acquired by them, and their teaching methodologies ultimately reflect on the quality of higher education that we are imparting to our young generations. So it's extremely important that we focus on young faculty members as well as senior faculty members to organize such kind of capacity enhancement programs. I'm very thankful to the Director QEC, especially because this vision was initiated by Dr. Khalil Rahman Khumbati, but without the support of Director QEC, Dr. Altaf Nizamani, because he supported me, we discussed together and we shared the different kinds of perspective, and then finally concluded that this is the fundamental theme we need for the capacity development of TA. So I am thankful of Director QEC, Dr. Altaf Nizamani, and at the end, I am very much thankful to the Vice Chancellor for his time. His presence here is in fact encouraging us to continue with such kind of program in future also. And at the end, I am highly grateful to Dr. Nusrat Memon for her hard work, efforts. The moving spirit behind this workshop is this one woman army. I am deeply grateful of her, Professor Dr. Nusrat Memon.
My theme is on teaching methodology. So on this theme, I would like to cover the advanced teaching methodologies. Those are frequently practiced by our teachers at university level classrooms. So those methodologies are not so innovative one, but they are very common. But from practice point of view, this has been observed in the university classes that we people are practicing all these things, but but not in a true spirit. We don't have a structured teaching. Somebody is going in a one way and other body is going another way. So we are a lot of things we are just wasting here in classroom. So the purpose of these things to follow these teaching methodologies and teaching models that we should structure our teaching practice, and so that in required span of time, in classroom time, we can transfer the maximum knowledge so that our students meet their learning outcomes at the optimum level, and they can be benefited from all the resources, from the technology, from the bookish material, from the direct knowledge of the teacher, from experiences. So from this point of view, so these teaching methodologies will help you to enhance the learning level of your students. So these teaching methodologies, so they are commonly used in high order thinking. There are certain steps in this problem-based learning. So first is the teacher role. So what teacher has to do in the class? So teacher in the class may play a role of scaffolding. He may build an ordinary structure to enhance the confidence of a student so that he may start working on that particular topic. Scaffolding will provide a lot of confidence and a lot of input to the student, and his tasks will become much easier for him to carry on. So scaffolding is the first step. Like a child learns the cycling. So his father or elder brother, first of all, just help him in controlling the handle of the cycle and then support them. Once the child starts cycling at his own, then they give him the liberty to run the cycle at his own will and wish. Then there second role of teacher role is scaffolding, then guiding questions. Teacher may put a random guiding questions related to topics, that how will you do this, what are the equipment required for these, what are the resources you have, what type of theory you are going to apply on this topic. So these guiding questions will just bring the student on a right track. Just he will start just decoding the puzzle. Then there is resource management. Resource management is also an art and a skill. So you have a lot of resources with you. You are out to use technological resources. You have a printed material with you, and you have your own experiences. So the streamlining of all these things is a very artistic one. So that's why teacher is called an artist. If he know how to well knit all these skills, then he will give the maximum benefit to his students. So resource management is important. The teacher role is to manage the resources in a systematic order so that the proper knowledge can be streamlined. Then assessment, time to time in problem solving, problem learning method PBL, the time to time teacher can oversee the work of the student. He can personally have a discussion with a group of students so that their problems, queries, and their some sort of reservations may be addressed well, so they can work in a smooth way.
Here, I just observed the presentation of 3 teaching assistants, and I immediately felt that there is a difference. Now they can contextualize their presentation, in which context they have to communicate with their faculty members. And it's our fault that we assume that just passing BSc and you have cleared the test, you automatically become teachers. I don't wish you to be accidental teachers. Teaching should be your choice, teaching should be your passions. The teaching is the thing that should be the first love of a teacher. It should be at the highest priority, because teaching is just not a skill. It's a commitment, it's a dedication. It is an ongoing learning and exploration process. So if you are not ready with your body and soul, you will never be a good teacher. We in fact knew I personally know some of the remarkable names who are excellent researchers, but they are struggling with the teaching. And sometime we can acquire the skills. If we arrange such kind of programs, I believe, because you are engaged in the classroom and you know well, being a young faculty members, being a fresh graduate, students can easily connect with you as compared to us, we professors, the older generation. They automatically feel some kind of repulsion, some fear, some sensations. But with you people, they can easily be friendly. They share their views, their concerns, their emotional being, everything. Therefore, you are the fundamental tool to understand the students. If you are properly equipped, if you knew the skills, if you learn these skills, you would be the asset of this university. This is actually our fundamental concern. This is why we organized this workshop, and we selected certain topics. We wish you to know the teaching methodologies, how to be a good teacher, how different methodologies can be used. We also incorporated the AI in this, how the AI can be used and be helpful to you people in enhancing your teaching capacities, and that is the lecture on Friday. And then the most important topic which I was looking around everywhere, I discussed with Dr. Tariq, which faculty member is going to deliver the lecture on mentoring and counseling. Unfortunately, there is no subject of mentoring and counseling in our university. Nobody is properly trained to deliver the lecture on mentoring and counseling. Since last 3 decades, for this lecture, when I was reading certain research articles, I came to know that since last 3 decades, first in 2000, the concept of counseling has been introduced in the European universities as well as in the American universities. Later on, after 2 decades of practicing the counseling skills, they realized counseling is not enough. We have to move forward and go to the mentoring level. Students not only need the counseling, but they also require the mentoring. And when they introduced the module for the mentoring, they came at the conclusion that there is a problem in mentoring. So then came to the gender sensitive communication. When we combine all 3 tools, counseling, mentoring and gender sensitive, then you became a perfect person to guide your students, understand your students and make them a good human being and an effective citizen. Because the aim of this mentoring, counseling and gender sensitive communication module is not to inculcate the knowledge, impart the knowledge, enhance the capacity. This only focused on the personal growth of the students. Personal growth as an effective citizen, as an informed citizen, as a good human being, as a happy person. Because most of the time we are only focusing on our teaching methodologies, our all focus is on the completing the syllabus. The greatest pressure on the teacher is to complete the syllabus. You have to lead this topic, you have to deliver that topic. We never see beyond the topics. Students are just like consumers to us, consumer of a basic knowledge. For example, when you are communicating with the students, our model of communication, especially in the Sindh University, is just a one-way traffic. Teacher is here and started to talk and talk and talk, and then at the end, if a few students dare to ask the question, either they are the rest of the students ridicule them, make a fun of them because the students lacks the confidence, and if they dare to ask the question, most of the time students teachers didn't like it. They think it's an interruption of their teaching process, and they just shush them, stop. Ask the question at the end of lecture, and then when the end of lecture arrived, The teacher at the outdoor is standing, and then teacher says, sorry, I'm leaving because someone is waiting. So we are going late. This is all. We are not giving enough time to our students. And being a science teacher, it's our biggest dilemma. I myself realized that students either are reluctant to ask the question, or they are not understanding our way of teaching, but they don't have a courage to say that, ma'am, I'm not getting anything. No, it's not the rule of business in our universities. If anybody dared and say, we are not getting you, we immediately take these comments personally. We feel insult. We never go beyond our egos, our settled knowledge, and our understanding. And we as a teacher, because when I say we, I included you, because you are now teachers like me. And we as teachers, very quickly offended by our students. Why it's so? Why we are not communicating? We are able to communicate our teachers beyond our egos, beyond our limited knowledge, and beyond our preoccupied concept of teaching. Why we are not being innovative? Why we are not looking at those faces who are uninterested in the classroom? If you look at the classroom, my class is hardly comprised of 40 students. So I am lucky in a way that I can see every face. But in the first year, where there are 250 students sitting in front of me, I don't have enough time to even have a gaze on each face. We never notice the uninterested faces in the classroom, the dull faces, the dumb faces, the faces who are not looking at the teacher, the faces who are not looking at the whiteboards. They are just silent. They are just looking at their watches, that when the class is going to ever, and when the next class will come, and when this whole cycle will end. And the most of male students, if you ever noticed, they bunk the classes. They love to sit at the canteens. Canteen te बैठा होगा, classroom में कौन आएगा? Because they are not interested in the class and nobody bothers. As a teacher, we don't bother them. We think they are dull. Do hell with them. They are not well-mannered. They are not good. We always groom the students who are already well-groomed. We always focused on those students who are either docile or chamcha, or they have learned the art of flattery, because students are very keen and very sharp nowadays. They quickly sense you that teacher likes this kind of behavior. They quickly adopt that behavior. They get good grades, they pass with flying colors, and then at the end, the large chunk of teachers, because I just did the research in my class and I realized that in my class, if the class is comprised of 40 students, 50 students, 60 students, only 5 to 6 students are attentive. 5 to 6 students engage in the classroom debates, but the rest of the students either looking at the board, never talk in the classroom, hardly raise the questions, and a semester passes like this. Why it is so? Why those faces are like this? Why they are not our topic of our interest? Why we don't look at them? Why we just focus on those 6 students who are speaking to us, who are interactive, who are raising the questions? Why we conveniently ignore the large majority sitting in front of us in the classroom? Isn't it so?